friends, I hope you're all amazing. On today's installment of 5-Minute Tones, we're on the Fractal AM4, and I want to take a look at this Dweezil's Bass Guy amp model. Now, you could probably guess from the name that this is a model of one of Dweezil Zappa's personal Fender Bassmans, and you would be totally correct. However, that particular amp model and the channel that has been modeled has been heavily modified by Roy Blankenship, who's well known for amp modifications. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's a Blankenship leads model in the amp model list that sounds great. So this kind of doesn't really sound like a Fender at all. It sounds like a really angry Marshall, as we heard in that intro. And I really like this model because there's no tone stack. There's just a gain and a negative feedback control in there. So pair it up with your favorite cab and your favorite effects, and you can just tweak those two controls and actually get quite a wide range of tones out of it. Let's hear it at the stock settings. I'm just using my usual free cab IR. If you want that one, it's linked in the video description. Let's have a listen to that with, what is this, a little bit of gold plate reverb on there. This is a Sir Modern Pro on the bridge pickup, which is a Thornbucker Plus. So stock setting. Sick. Already it reacts really well to your volume and tone controls on there. What more do you want? I think it's probably worth exploring what the negative feedback control does if you're unfamiliar with negative feedback. Basically, as you turn it down lower, it's going to get a little saggier, less predictable. As you turn it up, it's going to be a little bit more linear and tighter and generally well-behaved. And I kind of like it less well-behaved on there, but let's have a listen to it, say with the negative feedback at 8 and with the negative feedback at 2. You have to compensate for the level control on here. Just keep that in mind. Let's hear it. It's definitely got a little bit of that brown sound thing going on, particularly with the negative feedback turned down a bit. That's what I personally really like. Chucking a boost in front of this and a delay after it makes for a great lead sound. I mean, try the CC boost or maybe the shred boost in there. The shred boost is very appropriately named. Let's hear it with some dual delay on it. Accent that I came across with this amp model is pairing it up with the 5-band Mark Series graphic EQ and a front-end boost. So you can see I've got the gain at 6, the negative feedback at 2. I guess if you wanted it to sound a little more like a boogie style sound, crank up that negative feedback and it will be tighter. But I like this loose brown plexi vibe, pairing it up with a scooped out Mark Series EQ on here. We can go to expert edit and we can turn on something like the grinder boost. I'll turn that on in just a second, but let's have a listen to the effect that the graphic EQ has and then the boost. wild, right? Do not judge an amp model by its name. That sounds pretty brutal. Now, you can see I turned the negative feedback all the way down for that last example, which makes it a lot looser. Some classic amplifiers that have no negative feedback include the mighty Boogie dual rectifier in the modern mode, and also the Vox AC30. And if you turn the gain down and leave that negative feedback at 0, you kind of get a nice chimey Vox style tone out of this as well. I think this is definitely one of the more versatile amp models, which is pretty amazing considering it's only got 2 primary controls on there. Give it a whirl if you like your Marshall style brown tones on there, you like your AC30 style tones as we're about to hear as I play you out, or even if you use it with a graphic EQ and a boost, it can have a whole lot of character but still retain that giant chungus that we all know and love. If you like these videos, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you'd like me to cover on future installments of this 5-minute tone series that are never 5 minutes long. I get way too into it and keep going. You can check out some of the music that I make with my band Ragdoll or my Patreon. I will see you all on the next one.